What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and check this out. James Mangold has just outed himself as a full-blown Hollywood diva, as if we didn't already know based on some of his other comments, but he has absolutely solidified it right here. Much like Rian Johnson, okay? Almost the exact same thing like Rian Johnson, because these cats, they can't take the criticism. All right, they can't take the criticism from the hardcore Lucasfilm fans that have been around from the 70s and the 80s, all right? And they've been loving the works of George Lucas. He's pissy mad because his whack-ass Hell in a Shaw movie, okay, disguised as an Indiana Jones film, his whack-ass film is absolutely getting destroyed and crapped on by the hundreds of thousands or millions of Indiana Jones fans all over the world, all right? No one is going to see this damn movie. Nobody cares. Nobody's checking for this. The box office is absolutely dreadful. This is going to be one of the biggest box office bombs in the history of cinema. Okay, definitely for 2023, maybe in the history of all film. And why? Because this dummy treated Indiana Jones like a broken down wreck of a man. As you can see by this headline right here, James Mangold derides fans as divisive for not liking his deconstruction of Indiana Jones and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Yeah, see, it's the fans' fault, right? It's all about the fans, right? That's very Rian Johnson-like of you. Let's blame the fans for them not understanding or liking what you did with your terrible crap movie, okay? What you did with a great character like Indiana Jones. Yeah, let's just blame the fans for that. Or you know what you could do? You know what you could do? You could actually just stop whining since the audience didn't like what you did with one of the greatest cinematic heroes of all time, right? They didn't like what you did. Stop whining, take your medicine, and go back to the drawing board and do better next time. It's that simple. That's what grown men do. You know what? I didn't get it right this time. Damn it. Next time I'm a really focus. I'm gonna get better on my job and what it is that I'm supposed to do. We all got to do that on our day-to-day work every day. We go to work. Sometimes you hear stuff that you don't like about the job that you did. Damn, I messed that one up. All right, back to the drawing board. But see, these Hollywood cats, they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to hear the word, yeah, you sucked this time. This time, you was bad, bro. Okay? This time, you didn't do the job. You did it with Logan. Okay? You did it with Ford versus Ferrari. We love those movies. Walk the line. Okay? I've been giving this guy credit. Okay, but now he's showing his true colors. He's a diva and he can't take it, okay? Him and Rian Johnson. I'm surprised he didn't call people man babies, all right? You deconstructed one of the greatest heroes in the history of all time. You deconstructed this guy. What did you expect? You expected praise? Plaudits? No. And again, it just shows that this guy doesn't understand his audience. He didn't understand the character. But we'll get into it. Let's go ahead and read. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny director James Mangold decided to deride fans for not liking his deconstruction of Indiana Jones. Speaking with the Hollywood Reporter, Mangold was asked by Brian Davids, life is filled with peaks and valleys, and I appreciate when my fictional heroes, such as Indy, have their own ups and downs. So why does a segment of the audience seem to want these legacy characters to be infallible? I just can't figure out why anyone would want such little drama. It's like a dumb question to write off the bat, all right? Mangold replied, well, there's a point where these characters become symbols more than characters. And so there becomes this anxiety that if you examine the humanity of a hero, hear that? The humanity of a hero, you somehow weaken them. And right here we got a director basically admitting that he don't understand the audience he's writing for. That's basically what this is. Audiences don't mind you examining a character, okay? Examining the humanity of the hero, as he calls it. Audiences don't mind that. It's when you absolutely destroy the character. You write like a completely new character and try to pass that off as the old guy, right? Jake Skywalker, basically. Oh, no, that's Luke Skywalker. This is what happened to him. And nobody buys it because it's like, nah, that's not how Luke would act. And in this case, this is not how Indiana Jones would act. This is not where we would find Indiana Jones. It's not believable based on what we know of the hero. All right? And so this is the problem. These guys think they understand the character and they think they understand the audience. With a character like Indiana Jones, to be very honest with you, you should always be trying to write that character to what your audience expectations are. Because it's not a complicated character that needs a whole lot of nuance. You just got to write a good character and tell a good adventure story. All right? You're not trying to deconstruct the hero and break him down and show, oh, here's what his humanity looks like. You don't understand the character. You don't understand what people want. And if you don't understand the character and you don't understand your audience, you're probably the wrong person to be making this film, just to be very honest with you. It's Rian Johnson all over again. It's the exact same thing. And then this guy says, a segment of the audience. A segment of the audience? He makes it sound like it's like this tiny little portion of the audience that has a problem with it. Well, let's go take a look at the box office right now and see how that's doing. Yeah, here we go. It's only $172 million Friday to Friday. And for any other film, that would be phenomenal. But I mean, for the fifth film in the Indiana Jones franchise, one of the biggest, most iconic heroes of all time in movies, for you to only have $172 million after a week, something's seriously wrong. All right, in this day and age, something is seriously wrong. And yeah, if we go all the way down here, oh look, yeah, we got a 68%. I call it 68%. 68% drop from Friday to Friday. Yeah, see, to me, this tells me that this is more than a segment, okay? This tells me it's a little bit more than a segment. If it was only a segment, yeah, maybe you could talk, okay? But this pathetic box office performance that's showing how people feel about this film, all right? That you completely destroyed the character of Indiana Jones, it's not being accepted, okay? This characterization of Indiana Jones is not being accepted by mainstream audiences, by the majority of the movie-going public. It's not just a tiny little segment. He continued, and honestly, I can't speak for how fans relate and wrestle with these questions in relation to other movies, but certainly in relation to mine, I think your question almost has my answer built into it. I mean, I think you're in a sense already addressing it. Good drama gives a hero a problem. If a movie is about a beautiful hero who is capable of anything and is virtually indestructible and is without any personal issues or concerns, then you just have a fashion video with action. I am a fan of starting a character in one place to go to another. Mangold elaborated. Movies are a continuum by definition. In drama, a character starts in one place and ends up with another. See, here's the problem right here. This cat is straw manning, okay? He's creating a straw man for him to defeat, all right? With his stupid logic. Look, at no point in time did anybody say, oh yeah, we just want a beautiful Indiana Jones who's virtually indestructible. Nobody asked for an Indiana Jones that looks like that. Indiana Jones has always had some measure of flaws. He's always taken his bumps and his bruises along the way with all of his adventures, okay? This dude's got a ton of problems, all right? I mean, it's not just his fear of snakes, you know? Some people would categorize him as a womanizer, a grave robber. He's been called these things in the films. But in order to give him, as he says, you know, some drama, okay, good drama, it doesn't mean that you gotta make him some sort of a dejected loser. See, this is what I mean by this guy doesn't understand the character or the audience. He doesn't understand Indiana Jones. The appeal of the character of Indiana Jones is a guy who goes on adventures, saves the day, rescues the damsel in distress. He's smart, he's knowledgeable, he's respected in his field, he's worldly wise, he gets the girl in the end, he's all the things that men aspire to be. That's why turning him into some sort of dejected loser that's just drinking his life away doesn't make any sense. The audience is going to reject that character. That's not the reason they fell in love with that character to begin with. Mangold then accused critics of his deconstruction of being divisive when it was his and Lucasfilm's choice to deconstruct Indiana Jones in the first place. He said, so if people want to be divisive in the age of social media, they can focus on where a character starts as opposed to where they end, or they can focus on where they end as opposed to where they start. In reality, for Harrison, who's playing this character, he's tracing an arc and he's changing through the whole picture. So it all depends on where you're landing and where you're pointing your finger on that timeline, he's concluded. No, look, this crap right here, this is just utter bullshit, okay, where this guy is talking about. Look, pal, we're looking at Indiana Jones throughout the entire course of his entire life, what we know Indiana Jones to be, all right? Going all the way back from his first film in Raiders of the Lost Ark and every characterization that we have seen from Indiana Jones from the very beginning, okay? Those 3 films in the 80s, that's what people base Indiana Jones off of, okay? Even if you go to the 4th film, he's more Indiana Jones in that film than he is in this one. So you can't say, oh, well, you guys are just being divisive because you're just focusing on one part of his character. It's the character we know, okay? You can look at where he begins or you can look at where he ends, and then you can try to be divisive because we didn't nail all of these things. Look, Indiana Jones is a certain character, like I've already said. This cat is similar to James Bond. It's a character that was created out of the serial adventures of the 1940s and 50s. That's who Indiana Jones is. And if you don't understand that, and you're telling stories of him in his old age, and you tell a broken down, withered, rejected old man as Indiana Jones, look, you're going to get pushback. You're going to get people that say, that's not my Indy. I don't care if this cat is 75, 80, 85, it doesn't matter. He's still Indiana Jones. All right. And if you're looking for this cat on an adventure, hey, man, we need to get Indiana Jones on this adventure. All right. If this is what you're doing, instead of finding him in a bar, you know, drowning his sorrows at the bottom of a bottle or whatever, he's out on a jungle dig or something. He's on another archaeological find. All right. It's just like how they found Alan Grant in Jurassic World Dominion. You guys remember that? Say what you want about Jurassic World Dominion. It's just dumb fun, in my opinion. But at least Colin Trevorrow understood the character. Alan Grant isn't drinking himself under a table. Oh, poor me. Ellie Sattler didn't marry me. No, he's out on the job. He's doing what he do. I'm a paleontologist, baby. You looking for me? Bring your ass to Utah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what it is. You want to find Indiana Jones? You looking for this cat? That's how you introduce that character so people know, oh yeah, Indy's still in the game. He still got it. Yeah, shit, where do we start looking for Indiana Jones? Or we don't call his office. You call the office. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Dr. Jones is off on another adventure. Okay, you might want to call back later. That's how it is. We're going to have to go out into the jungle and find this cat somewhere. Ironically, Mangold previously admitted he was deconstructing Indiana Jones and that moviegoers would have to readjust and retool their brains for this guy. Yeah, I did a video about that. I'll link it above if you didn't see it. But this is proof. This guy wanted to tell a story of a broken, dejected, old Indiana Jones. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to give him the old man Indy treatment, just like he did with Logan. Except this is a different type of a character, and it was never going to work, okay? It was never going to work with Indiana Jones, and that's why people have absolutely flatly rejected it. James Mangold's film received an awful B+ cinema score and a mediocre 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb. One report indicates that only 9% of people who saw the film recommended it to their friends and family. Yeah, only one person even asked me about this, okay? Out of all the people I talked to, only one person even asked me about it. I said it is not recommended. They went ahead and saw it and they said, yeah, it was okay. They liked it. It was fine enough, okay? But I can't recommend this thing to anybody. The film had an abysmal opening weekend, only bringing in $60.3 million domestically. So far, the film has only grossed $102 million domestically and another $69.5 million internationally for a global gross of $171.8 million. Yeah, he's salty, y'all. He's salty because this thing is absolutely a box office bomb. Nobody's going to see it, okay? People have completely rejected his vision of Indiana Jones, and he hates it. And listen, this was the biggest job of his career, in my opinion, all right? He's never had a bigger budget. He's never had a bigger character in film to work on. Yeah, he had Wolverine, but Wolverine wasn't Indiana Jones, at least not to the, the extent that we're talking about on the global scene. Indiana Jones is the biggest character and the biggest property this man has ever worked with. And he blew it. He failed to deliver. If I'm Disney, he is right on off of this Star Wars project. Nope, your project is done. Not just for the box office either, okay? Not just for the box office performance of Indiana Jones 5, but also his comments about the fans. If I'm Disney, I'm like, listen, Disney is not me, but it's time to get these cats out of here. These little divas that want to snipe and bark at the fans online and all that kind of stuff. Read this article, man. This thing is just full of this cat going back and forth, all right, with all the fans and stuff, just throwing his little digs. Yeah, that's a kick-ass studio. Congrats on the Batman statue and the jar of corks. So how about you let me finish my film and then bitch all you want about it in front of your vinyl bricks lit by your fancy bounce light, and maybe don't call opinion new. I mean, this guy is writing this kind of stuff to fans, and this stuff just gets all over the internet. He looks like a total asshole. I would just get rid of him on that point alone. There is no need to have this cat running a Star Wars film. You've already pissed off Star Wars fans enough, okay? You don't need to piss them off even more, all right? That's why, again, you never go full Rian, folks, okay? You never go full Rian. Keep your mouth shut, accept your criticism, and then it's on to the next. Anyway, folks, what do y'all think about this guy, James Mangold, crying and complaining about the fans not liking his trash version of Indiana Jones? You guys go ahead, jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.